take projection.
Welcome to Taking on Sports. I am TD. That is Greg. Greg, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you tonight?
I'm pretty good, man. Watching this Iowa State Arizona game right now.
Yeah.
Uh,
Arizona
to
looking like a solid fit. I don't know. I'm seeing them as almost my favorite for the national title as of right now, but we'll see how the bracket breaks.
about to say, yeah, it's pretty much them and Michigan. I think have been going back and forth all year, but Duke entering the conversation now.
UConn's
Uh,
and then the
yeah,
Gators. I mean,
I'm
they're
about to say Florida, man. It's funny. I keep seeing people saying like, "Well, they're not as good as last year." I'm like, "Are they?" Like,
I mean, they may not have as many big names. They
yeah,
have them
but
big guard play, but they've been blowing out everybody. The way
yeah, I
that
mean
they
that's.
blew out Arkansas on Saturday, that was impressive. Like I didn't see that.
Mhm.
I didn't necessarily see one shock that they won, but the way they won, I was like, my goodness, I thought we might get a little bit of a game for a little bit at least. And they just ran through Arkansas.
Yeah, man, it's looking more and more like barring just some crazy ass upset, they're gonna run through the SEC tournament and
And I say,
probably
yeah,
get a 1 seed. Yeah,
yeah, you would think so, man. I feel like the SEC is good enough. If you win the whole SEC like they've done recently, that doesn't get you on the one line. I don't know.
yeah, uh, yeah. But yeah, big time getting that time of college basketball. Like you say, you start thinking about who your title favorites, maybe
Yeah.
who you gonna have that bracket filled out for. Uh, come that time. But right now Arizona up 12 on Iowa State at half, and
Yeah.
it was it's 37-25, and it was Iowa State hit a big three, tied it at 22, and then
That went on that run.
Arizona said that's about enough of that. Um, but yeah, let's talk our boys in Crimson. Of course, big week for them again. 8 straight wins now. Midweek, easy win over Mississippi State, where they just had
Ball was rolling.
an insane first half, as good as the first half. Nate Oates called it their best half of basketball of the year.
Yeah.
Hard to argue against that. 63 points. Just how many threes they hit in that first half alone?
It was. They had 22 for the game.
Yeah.
Um,
It might have been like 11. It was double digits. Yeah.
It had it had been about 15. I swear that thing was going in. Everybody was hitting
Yeah.
threes. So Aiden Sherrill
Uh,
was hitting threes. Just
I was about to say everybody just draining the rotation. Everything was great. The stroke was good that night, and then Saturday, a big shock going into Knoxville and not only winning but a gritty comeback win. A low scoring affair for the Tide.
looking bad for a long time there.
I about to say, man, my story of the game is I watched the first half, sat down, watched the first half, and was like, oh, I know how this movie ends. Got up, did some stuff around the house, started cooking dinner, and just kind of kept poking my head in the room and see him on the TV. And every time I kept looking, it was about like 8. We might have got down to like 6, but I was like, all right. And then, I got like sucked into, cooking for a while, and then was able to step back out right in time to see us tie the game. And then LeBaron Philon hit the winner. I stepped in. I was like, oh, man, like we're actually in this.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
we were
'Cause I
down maybe
was,
4 when I turned it
yeah,
on. Yeah.
'cause I was watching at work. In between doing work, and I'm watching them. Really pissed off because I'm thinking, here we go again. It's the same shit every time that we play Tennessee. We can't hit shit. We can't rebound. We, we
They were out hustling us. They were bullying us in the first
yeah,
half, man.
it was just ugly. Like we couldn't hit a shot. They were getting like they got like I swear they got like 48 rebounds in the first half. I was like, dude, can we even touch the ball? Like, what are we doing? And then yeah, we got a little bit in the second half. But I just didn't see it happening because we like you said we cut it to 6 and then they would score and then it go up to 8, 10, and we cut it back down to 6 and I'd be like, man, we're just gonna get close, but we're not gonna do enough. I just had that feeling we're not gonna get there. And then LeBaron took over late in that second half. Well, he had 15 in the second half, and
Hmm.
man, great shot. But you know, when it came down to that last shot, I knew he was going to hit that because I mean that was the wrong dude to have on him. The dude is a great inside presence. By the way, LeBaron's about to cook him. That shit,
He
man,
even I'm sure you saw that video where he shook
yeah,
his head.
shake his head like
Yeah,
what?
he like he
Disrespect.
was like, yeah, and he put that move on him, man. He knew exactly. I don't think we knew necessarily, but he knew exactly the spot to the floor he was going.
Oh yeah, he knew exactly where he
Yeah,
was going. He just had a
yeah,
feeling that was going.
and that was such an NBA shot too, man. Like that is a guy. I mean, as a
And then
Pelicans
even
fan, I
then
watched a guy like,
then even did still had a
what'd you
bunch of
say?
drama after that. I mean, they went right down the court, missed
They
the
did,
layup.
man. Got to the rim a lot like the end of the Arkansas game. They got to the rim and just couldn't finish. But credit to our guys for making it tough inside there, and Aiden Holloway getting on the floor to make sure that there was no chance
Dude,
they
he's
could
turned
throw
into
up one more prayer.
yeah. Man, Aiden Holloway has turned into you know when he first came, it was like, well, it's great. He fits our style. He can definitely score. But he's turned into a complete player. He may not have the best defense, but his efforts usually there. He hustles, and and he always wants to be in the big moment. So, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that was a fantastic. To me, that's probably the most impactful transfer the last couple of years. Because I mean,
Oh,
just what he,
absolutely.
people were like, well, he's a good shooter, but man, he's evolved greatly since he's come to Tuscaloosa from a good
Mm-hmm.
shooter to every you trust him in big situations. He's going to make the right choice. He's going to either get the right pass, hit the shot. He's going to want to be involved in those big moments, and we saw that. The way he tied the game up with his and some of his shots. Man, he's acrobatic as hell. Like
Mm-hmm.
just what he has, man. I mean, I don't know what his pro career will be like, but man, he's turned into a hell of a college player for sure.
Yeah, man. He absolutely. We talked about it after that win over Arkansas, but that it's just like this team is playing blue collar again, and he's one of the leaders and playing like that. He's one of these lead by example type leaders, man. And he's out there,
And
maximum effort and maximum skill. Yeah.
kudos to man Aiden Sherrill, man. I mean, he not had a big line, but he had some big blocks, some big rebounds, and really, I mean, he's going up against those Tennessee bigs by himself. I mean, honestly, he's really our only big who does anything, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, he was, going head to head with those guys. So,
Man, yeah,
yep,
he has stepped his game up another level lately.
he has. Yeah,
Honestly, it's like
we
I've been
talked
joking with
about it.
people.
Yeah, but
Oh, go
like
ahead.
bringing Bediako in, like, changed his whole mindset.
Yeah, that's I've been joking with people, man. It lit a fire under his ass, man. That's like the reason they did it. It's to
Right? So, because
wake Aiden up. But he is or either that or he learned something from Chuck and that little
he
time they had
accommodated
together.
the
But
two. Either way, whatever it
or who,
was, he
yeah,
turned up.
or who knows? Sometimes it just clicks for young guys. That's the nature of being young, and
Yep.
you
You're
see it
just
in every
stop.
sport. Yeah.
Not everybody's a phenom freshman. We get this season. We've become so accustomed to these great freshmen that we're like, hey, man, some of these guys, they're still young themselves. They may not be not everybody evolves as a true freshman, but I mean, he's just a sophomore and he's still a young dude. So and it's different when you're a big man sometimes too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was but just an outstanding win. I mean, to get that monkey off our back,
So it was wonderful.
to big for the team, big for. I mean, that puts us alone in at second place in the
On the
SEC
second
standings,
place,
and
we
that's
beat Georgia, where we're guaranteed the two spot, which is huge because that would at least we have, of course, still have, important games, a big game, but, at least keep us from Florida till Sunday if we make
yeah,
it this.
exactly. That double bye is huge. That's bumping up your seating, and you're angling to move up a line, and in the NCAAs now.
So we're good at a 4 right now. We possibly could get to a 3 depending on what happens.
Yeah, I mean, there's a good chance if Alabama, wins the next couple, finishes the regular season on a 10-game win streak, and then gets to Sunday in the
I think that
SEC tournament. Yeah, that's a.
I think that's a move. That's an opportunity to move to a three. But
Mhm.
3 or 4, I think we're good. I guess the best benefit of a three is you don't have to possibly face the 1 seed until the 8. I mean, it gives you
Mhm.
that benefit. But honestly, there's a lot of teams in that middle ground though. There's a lot of good teams this year. Maybe not a lot of.
Mhm.
Maybe I'd say there's about 3 or 4 teams that you can pencil in as a national champion type. But there's a lot in that middle ground. Us. I would put Iowa State, Texas
Mhm.
Tech, Arkansas,
Mhm.
even Tennessee, kind of in that middle ground. I mean, you don't want to see teams like that, but probably not going to win the national title. But they're going to give you hell all the way up to the final four.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a team that could ruin someone's
Oh,
Final Four dreams.
absolutely, the
Um,
right day.
no, yeah, it's going to be a real fun tournament when we get there. Just so many like really good teams. A few elite teams, and then some really good teams, and then a lot of good teams.
Yeah.
And despite what Bruce Pearl says, that man just needs to shut up. But I do believe Miami, Ohio is one of those good teams.
I what what does do? Yeah, I don't know. I've never liked Bruce, but the more he talks, I'm like, my goodness, just shut up.
I just do not understand it. Like he's goodness
I get
gracious, get
it.
him off TV.
You're a homer for your son, but dude, you can't be a homer every come on.
Yeah, I mean there's there's a
There's plenty of
slight chance this
people
Auburn team misses the tournament.
they
Let
should
alone
be
they should.
based upon right now. They definitely should not be in the tournament. Yes,
Hmm.
they played a great schedule. They've lost every important game. They lost to a terrible Ole Miss team.
Hmm.
Going on February 28th, if you want to show that you're a tournament team, you do not lose to Ole Miss. I don't care where the game is.
Yeah, that win over Florida was a long time ago now.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's the only thing they're riding off of.
that,
Really?
that was it.
I
Hmm.
mean, 'cause what have they done since that game? Not a lot. Losing to everybody
Yeah, it's
outside of Kentucky.
yeah, right. It's been rough there on the plains, but as far as Alabama, like you said, we finish up at Georgia on what's that Tuesday tomorrow night,
Yeah.
Tuesday night, and then of
Weird
course
time.
Auburn
It's like
comes to
5:30
Tuscaloosa.
on ESPN News. I was like, ooh,
Oh, hey, yeah, it's interesting there.
yeah,
And
but
then yeah, Saturday night Auburn comes to Tuscaloosa. See
hopefully
if Alabama the boys can win the in the season on a 10-game win streak
that'd be
and
huge.
head into Atlanta hot. But like you said, just takes a win in Athens tomorrow night to clinch that 2 seed. Um,
And Georgia,
and
they're getting better. They're still up and down a little bit, but depending on the day, Georgia's and when they have the old Florida coach,
mhm.
I mean he's at least has them as a tournament team.
Yeah,
But I mean, the one we should win. But those SEC games midweek on the road are always coming off a win like
yeah.
that could be a little tough to get up for. But hopefully the guys will be ready to go.
I'm about to say hopefully they stay focused there.
Yeah.
Elsewhere around the game, we mentioned big game right now going on. Arizona, Iowa State. Iowa State doing their damnness to try to keep in it, but man, they're throwing up some bricks these past couple drives. Duke got a big win.
Dude, Duke is
Clinch. Yeah, they've
crushing.
turned it on, man. They've turned it on. Yeah,
They lost
clinch
to
the
Carolina.
ACC tonight. Yeah.
Everybody, like they throttled Notre Dame last week. They throttled
Mm-hmm.
Virginia on Saturday. They beat the hell out of NC State today. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they're just running through people now. That Carolina game
Yeah.
pissed them off
Yeah.
because they've been
Uh,
different levels since then.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Over the weekend, Ohio State got a big upset
Um,
over Purdue.
Man,
That was yes.
Duke had a
Yeah.
tough week. Lost both their,
Mm-hmm.
they lost with Michigan State on Friday, Ohio State on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
That it keeps the Buckeyes alive in the tournament talk. And talking about Arizona, I mean they beat the hell out of Kansas on
Ooh, did
Saturday.
they? It was like a 22-point win.
The
Uh,
crazy thing is they went up 18. Kansas came back, made it a game, and then they blew them out again. It's like, dude,
hmm
damn. And then Iowa State had a tough loss, losing to Texas Tech at home. You know,
Yeah, pretty much ended any Iowa
yeah,
State dreams of a one seed, perhaps, unless they can get a comeback tonight and maybe roll to the
yeah.
Big 12 title. But
But Texas Tech, they're one of those teams that they're on that very good line. If they had JT Toppin, I would put them on the national title type line. Um, but I mean, they're obviously still a great team. Anytime you go into Hilton like that and get a win without him, I mean, they're well coached, still have a good team. That's a team I would not want to see. Texas Tech.
yeah, man, they're like one of those. That's kind of been their like identity for a while. Like even going back to like the Bob Knight years, like always just a really solid team that's
Yeah,
going to ruin someone's day. And then of course they had that Final Four run under Chris Beard.
yeah, made it to the national title game.
hmm Uh, yeah. See what else happened over the West Virginia upset BYU. That was a big one from the Big 12 too. Clemson got Louisville. Not a huge upset there in
Clemson
Clemson,
needed
but
that. They had lost like four in a row, I think.
yeah, kind of vital. Kentucky upset Vanderbilt. Talk about Vanderbilt in a kind of a free fall.
Yeah.
Um,
That's a win that
since they're
Kentucky needed, just for Mark Pope's sake.
mm, yeah, that was a. I mean, what Vandy started 15-0. They're
They
like
did.
7-7 since then.
Come down to reality a little bit.
Yeah, still a solid team, still a dangerous team. If
I
they
mean, it's still a good team, but
they get things right. Michigan had a big win on the road over Illinois Friday night.
kind of dominated them. It was
Yeah, it was
it was a
I don't know what
solid
like was 14-point win. So yeah, kind of.
on the
I
road. I
think
mean,
that
that's pretty impressive.
believe that clinched the Big Ten regular season title for them.
That
Going back through the week, you
that
mentioned that Michigan State win over Purdue already.
yeah.
UConn.
Um,
Speaking of blowouts, UConn beat the ever
um,
loving snot out of St. John's. Uh,
that wanted that revenge for sure. They've been thinking
mhm.
about that since that upset because
72-40, held them to 14 points in the second half. That is rough.
they missed like 22 straight shots
Yeah,
or
it was
something
something. Yeah, it was like
like
bad.
that. But
Um, yeah, I remember looking at the score, but like, is
and
that
it,
right? Yeah, damn.
yeah, but I was watching that and it never turned into a good game. Like they just beat the hell out of
Mm-hmm.
them start to finish. That's a hell of a coach. Tommy Lloyd, his first job, he was a long time assistant at Gonzaga. Coming to
Mm-hmm.
Arizona, I mean, a big time program to start your career with, and he's done a hell of a job since coming to Tucson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and coming up this week, some big games.
Yeah,
Tomorrow, of course, like we said, we go to Georgia.
yeah.
Let's see, around the country, Clemson visits North Carolina.
Huge
Uh,
game.
yeah, big for the ACC there. Trying to look for any Kansas. No, that's Arizona State. They should win that. Let's see, Wednesday. Trying to find some big ones here. Not much. Kind of a chill schedule this week here.
That's something we got tomorrow. The big games is like, well, our game is kind of big. The
Mm-hmm.
TCU going to Texas Tech is big for TCU because they're kind of on that bubble.
Mm-hmm.
You said Clemson and North Carolina. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
that's kind of it for tomorrow night as far as top 25. Because, yeah, but I guess UCLA they're kind of a bubble type team, I would say 19-10. If they're beating Nebraska tomorrow night, that'd be big for their resume.
I bet say that'd be a real big resume get right there. Yeah.
Tuesday night, kind of an interesting one as far as top 25. Miami in the top 25 for the first time this year, I believe. That's another coach, Jay Lucas. He's done a hell of a job bringing the Hurricanes
Hmm.
back. But they host SMU, who's kind of a bubble team. They're kind of been up and down a little bit.
No, that
Tex,
they're on the road to SMU.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that'll be interesting.
Yeah, Texas at Arkansas.
Yeah. The Texas needs that win for sure because I don't. I know they're not in right now, but that would get them to 19 wins, and we'll see. I
Hmm.
remember back in the day, 20 wins used to be the magic number. Not necessarily anymore, but that used to be the kind of the magic
Yeah,
number.
if you could get to that 20 spot, you kind of felt comfortable. I remember there's one year Alabama was like 20-10 and got snubbed, and man, I was like, what the? That's bullshit. Like 20.
Yeah,
Thursday, you got Michigan visiting Iowa.
yeah, that's a big game for Iowa if they can pull that off because they need a little help. I think. Well, they
Hmm.
might be in, but um,
It certainly would. They'd definitely be in with that win.
yeah. We have Fridays top 25. St. John's, Seton Hall. Seton Hall. They gave UConn a run on Saturday there, but it was senior day and uh, they fell off at the end and lost by 6. But that if they could beat St. John's on Saturday. On Saturday, that might be Friday night. That'll be big for them. I see Miami, Ohio playing Ohio. I mean, that's not that big of a thing. But then they come back this past week for on Friday night. I mean, they had to work their ass
Hmm.
off to get the stay undefeated
Hmm.
because they were down. They were down like against who was it? Western Michigan. They were down with Western Michigan for like 98% of that game, by like 8, 10, 12 points, and kept fighting back. Yeah, but
Yeah, they're
I
gonna
can't.
get
I just want to
everybody's
see
A
him
game
run.
now.
I just want to see him run the table. Um, because when was the last time Miami Ohio was good when they had Wally Zerbiak?
Oh man, that's
And
a
that's been quite a while back. Was that
Wally
98?
World. I was about to say that's way back now.
They even had they were when I was watching that game, they actually had a song for Wally Zerbiak back then. It's so funny. It kept playing. Super funny if you ever look it up. Uh, but
Yeah, Saturday, good slate. A lot of rivalry games. It seems like
yeah,
conferences are kind of scheduling some rivalries now to end the season. But we talked about, of course, second leg of the Iron Ball basketball. You got Virginia Tech, Virginia be a big one in the ACC there.
Carolina.
Arkansas, yeah, Duke, Carolina, Arkansas on the road to Missouri.
Yeah,
Speaking of a bubble indication there for Missouri,
I think they're in.
Yeah, Louisville, Miami, Vandy, and Tennessee again. Florida, Kentucky.
Yeah,
You going to? Or you talk about Missouri?
I think Missouri is in. I would
Yeah.
have them. They got that big win against Tennessee this past, and that's what
Mm.
really got me like, my goodness, because Missouri, you know, the way we shot the ball against Mississippi State, and then Missouri beating Tennessee, I was like, well, goddamn, that just basically sealed our fate. We're not no way we're gonna win.
Right.
They're gonna be pissed off. They haven't lost like a back-to-back game since December, and I'm
Hmm.
like, plus they're at home. And we've had those games where the next game after we shoot the lights out usually isn't near the same. I was like, my everything's just working against us,
Hmm.
but pulled it off.
Yeah, pulled it
Um,
off. Yeah. Speaking of, yeah, you talked about Miami, Ohio, not leading for much of that game. We didn't even mention the only time Alabama led in that game was the final
but
4 seconds after LeBaron shot. That was
yeah,
insane.
yeah, did not
Is
lead
a
at all that game. It's
kick in
kind
the
of the
gut if
first
you're.
of the other of the last year's game in Knoxville.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
were
Yeah.
led the whole way, and they found a way to win.
Yeah. And then Sunday, the Big Ten takes center stage. Iowa at Nebraska, and then Michigan State at Michigan. Like we said, Michigan's already wrapped up the regular season title, but some seeding implications there. We
I
talked about
think you could
Iowa.
get like a
You know,
trip. Is I think there's enough teams in the Big Ten. You could get a if you're in the top four, you get a triple bye.
Is that it? How I haven't, yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't
I
actually
think they
seen
have
how
a
they're doing
triple
their
bye.
conference now.
I think they have a triple bye. Oh my goodness!
It's, that's insane. If you have you actually looked at some of these, like what these small conferences have started doing to protect their like regular season champs. So many
Yeah,
times in the past we've seen a team go like 28-1 and dominate like the small conference, but then they get upset in their conference tournament and then they don't get an at-large bid, which is horseshit. But so it's really interesting to see how some of these conferences have tried to manage that, and you'll have ones where like it'll be a 10, 12 team league or whatever, and the one seed gets like a quadruple bye.
yeah,
And like to look at the it's like it's just real funky to look at these brackets where they look
right.
like arrows almost. It's just weird.
It's also weird how they started stretching these tournaments out. Like I know Horizon started today, but they're not going to end till like next Monday or Tuesday. It's like oof, just a whole week. The time in between. I was like, that's interesting. But
Yeah, right. But yeah, so great final week of the regular season for college hoops coming up. And then we're
the wom-
conference tournament time, and
and
that's
then on the women's side, it's conference tournaments this week. So that's
yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's starting.
you know, Alabama we played. Unfortunately, did not get a even a single bye. Just with that brutal end of the season. We had a good game against Texas though, much better than I thought it was going to be. But you know, we
Yeah,
lost.
but just you mentioned
I don't
just a
know.
tough win. Lost 5 of the last 6.
Yeah, I mean, but you
S-
look who we played in that most of that. I mean, we
yeah,
played. We
it's
played
tough. Yeah,
South Carolina, uh, Texas, and
Van
Vandy. And Vandy's playing great basketball right
in
now.
in
They have the
Oklahoma.
national credit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Oklahoma in that. So, but we play Missouri on opening day there in Greenville. So hopefully we can get that win. We beat them in Columbia in the regular season. So hopefully we can get that win to face the Vols and on Thursday. And who knows? I mean, Tennessee has been playing good as of late. That'd be a great win there. That point, at least get to the quarters to play. Probably, it'd be Texas. So, I mean, probably not going to win there. But if the women could get 2 wins, that would be huge
Yeah,
for
especially a
them.
win over Tennessee, a little revenge win.
That'd be huge at least to get to that point. Looks like we're kind of locked in as a 6 seed. Interesting enough, probably showing going to that going to Fort Worth and possibly playing TCU in the 32 if we could get a first round win as of right now, which would be interesting. And I saw where TCU could the win on the women's side just quick could have play in Fort Worth up until the Final Four. Because they're the Big 12 regular season champs, so they're gonna of course get 2 games at home for the being a top 4 seed, and then the regions are Fort Worth and I forget what the other the thing is, but they're probably not. They're probably gonna have in home or at least in Fort Worth. I don't know if they're gonna play in the arena or the other Dickies arena. Might be a little bigger, but they're undefeated at home this season, which is interesting. Maybe a team to look at as maybe a Final Four run out of the blue. you know, maybe not your.
That is, yeah, some interesting research right there. Um, but yeah, so yeah, like you said, women's championship week starting this week. Like you said, the ladies for Alabama start Wednesday night,
They
seven
might
thirty,
against
SEC Network. Yeah,
Green.
so yeah, I hope they can turn it on and get a
I
run
want to
going.
know like how do I know like regular season and stuff games are cheap for like women's games and stuff like that. How is it for? I want to know how a women's tournament is as far as like tickets. Just for like if you're going to like a random game.
Mm.
Maybe
I
not
don't know.
necessarily.
Yeah.
Of course, I know the big, tenant, UConn's gonna their tickets are gonna soar through the roof just because everyone wants to UConn and stuff. But for example, like I think our right now we're predicted to play in Fort Worth, North Dakota State, and Alabama. I'm assuming if you were in Fort Worth and wanted to go there, you probably get a women's ticket for about $5. I would assume, but that's not going to carry a lot of weight,
I'm about to say, I don't know. That's
depending on the
interesting. Yeah.
game.
And if you, or if they just sell like session tickets, where you can see both games or whatever.
'Cause I
So,
wish we could ever get back to the day of being able to just go outside the arena and bargain with people and have a
mm,
physical ticket to give you. Because
right.
this whole thing, you have to go online and do stuff, man. I don't know.
Takes the fun out of it, man.
Yes. And plus, you don't even
Bar.
get a physical ticket. And that was,
Yeah.
you get some
Right.
cool tickets, especially big events. You go to a Final Four, you used to get awesome tickets. When we were in college, every game, Alabama
Hmm.
ticket, football, you get a play from the past. It's awesome. The tickets
Hmm.
were some in itself.
Yeah, that is one thing. It's good, I guess, for
Safety.
environmentally. Yeah. But
Or
and
you're
it's
not going to lose your physical ticket somewhere as you're going to the game or something like
yeah,
jack
it's
it.
convenient. There's no like, oh my god, I left the tickets on the table by the door, type shit. But yeah, that is one thing to sadly miss. I know they do like commemorative tickets and stuff, but usually they've kind of like stuck those to the VIP
All right.
type tickets. You got to pay a premium price to get all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff, which is that's
Tickets are
bullshit.
expensive enough as is.
Yeah, right.
Well, the added fees. I mean, sometimes you can get in for a game, not too bad, and you realize, man, I done paid like $40 in taxes and whatever their fees are, the ticket master, whatever you're going through. I'm like, my goodness.
But yeah, let's move a little NBA action this week. Actually, no. Real quick. One thing we should probably talk about for college basketball: the odd departure of Chad Baker Mazar from
Yeah,
USC.
very
Their leading scorer just kind of went
sad.
out with an
Say he was
injury
hurt,
Saturday. Yeah, told the coach that he couldn't come back for the second half, and then sat like in
but the
the
other dude that got
crowd,
hurt,
basically. Yeah, yeah.
the
But
other
the
guy
other
that
dude
got
that's
hurt
yeah,
he's off the team, and rumors are
yeah.
flying. I saw some rumor today that he's actually 32 and has 4 kids. I was like, my goodness, is this true?
Well, I mean, it's
Oh,
the real
goodness.
story's
I was
crazy
like, this
enough. He's
can't,
on this
this
like what
can't be
sixth school, seventh school, fifth. He's 26 years old. He's older than
4 15.
Zion
Like, he's been
Williamson.
around the world.
I'm about to say he is
Yeah,
older than Zion Williamson. That is a fact. That is crazy.
been been around. I guess most known for his time at Auburn there. Um,
Yeah, but yeah, it's not like he's having a bad year. Like I said, he's their leading scorer. Uh,
he's like 18 points a game. So I don't know what. But very weird and horrible timing for the whole thing, considering. I mean, obviously they've already lost their other top scorer. He was out for the season. Now they've lost him, and
hmm
I think that kind of ends the season for USC of any chances of making the tournament. But weird situation for
I'm
sure.
about
Uh,
saying that they've lost five in a row as is.
yeah, yeah,
So they
it's kind
need a
of not a
miracle
good.
run.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably not happening. Um, who is their coach? It's a Musselman is their coach.
Yeah,
I
Eric
never
Musselman.
understood. I get the money aspect, but why he ever left Arkansas was crazy to me. Like I would have never.
Yeah, and I've seen some USC fans already being like, "Are we sure this is the right guy?" Like, and it's just year two. It's like, oof,
Yeah,
uh, not looking good.
yeah,
Yeah, I
definitely.
wanted to mention that. I thought that was kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy. And then rumors are flying out. Yeah, but I mean, what what caused it? Then there, on Saturday the coach tried to play it off and was like, man, we didn't have enough room on the bench, so it was okay. It wasn't it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Hey, we don't have enough room for your leading scorer. What
Like,
are we
come
doing?
on. Like,
This
come
is
on. Like,
this is
really?
crazy. Like, what are
So
we
yeah,
doing?
there's definitely it'd be interesting to see what the story is when that finally comes out because there's definitely some underneath
Something
stuff there.
strange going on there for sure.
Yeah. Let's see NBA action. Nothing big this week. Nothing,
Not
right?
too bad.
No earth. Yeah, nothing earth shattering. Well, Pelicans are playing pretty well lately.
Good
That's about it. Yeah.
ball.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, might as well, right? Don't have a first round pick, so
Let's see what you. Yeah.
yeah, let's try to. I mean, they talked about was it Devontae? He's Dejounte Murray is back, and he's pretty solid so far. But he talked about like where they're going to play their asses off, and make a run at the play, and they're 10 back of that. So I don't know. That'd be tough right there with
Quite the
about
task.
20.
Even if they play
Yeah, with,
great ball, and you got
yeah, about 22 games left. You need to win like 20 of them and have other things bounce your way. But yeah, nice to see him,
I would
playing well.
say
Young
though,
guys. Yeah.
yeah, I would say Cade Cunningham might win the MVP by default because everybody else is going to be out more than 15 games.
I about
It's
to say,
possible.
yeah. I bet I'm willing to bet the NBA kind of revisits that
Yeah,
threshold.
because he's having a hell of a year, but he's gonna be the only one who could possibly win because
He
everybody
was
else is going
yeah,
to miss more than 15 games.
yeah, he was eligible. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Um,
they're with tampering still in the NBA, and trying to figure that out still. Well, I don't know how you really do that. But the
I mean, other than that, yeah, not real lot of news. Trey Young got ejected tonight before he even actually has played a game.
yeah, I saw it. Where I don't, I didn't see what he did yet. I just saw it on the
Me
before. It
neither.
was his
Yeah.
first time that he was actually going to play, and got ejected before the game. I'm like, what did he do? Like, what can you really do before the game to really piss off people that much to get ejected? But I mean, he did what he found out.
And then what was there's another off the yeah, there's a kind of a low story this week that the Black Mamba kind of line and nickname was actually initially Nike intended it for Michael Jordan, not Kobe. I think
Well,
it fits Kobe perfectly.
yeah, I would say much. Yeah, I think that's a much better fit for Kobe.
I mean, yeah, Jordan, you know, he had
I mean,
plenty of nicknames at that time. Yeah,
Jordan. I don't know, and Jordan really didn't even need a nickname.
I about to say
Even
he had his airness, but like Jordan didn't need
yeah,
a nickname. He's Jordan.
Jordan. You call him Air Jordan maybe, but yeah, he's just MJ. But he's just Mike or Jordan. Yeah, didn't need anything because everybody knew exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. And speaking of Jordan, I didn't watch the event because I still can't, access it. But I did watch the clip on YouTube of CM Punk coming out in Chicago at Elimination Chamber to Sirius, the old Chicago Bulls,
Yeah,
starting lineup music. So that was pretty cool.
yeah. Well, that used to be elite back in
Yeah.
the day
Uh-huh.
when the lights would go down. You'd have the laser lights and
Mm-hmm.
all that. And do do do. And now,
And now from starting at guard number from North Carolina.
yeah, you
Yeah,
just
that
knew.
was yeah.
Yeah, It was impressive.
I remember the first time it was on like a game. I can't remember if it was like NBA Live or 2K, but the first time they really got in the game, you're like,
You
oh
know,
man.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
legit. Game. Yeah, any feature like that used to be super elite.
And now we're just hoping they have that stuff that they had back 20 years ago,
Man,
and they put it in. They call it new. We're like, man, you ain't fooling us.
right?
Oh my goodness, that was a violent putback dunk.
Yeah, we're up 15. Arizona's just playing really good ball right now.
Mm-hmm.
The thing with Arizona is they found a way to choke once they get into the tournament. That's been
Mm-hmm.
they find a weird way to lose in the Sweet 16. It seems like
Yeah, who did they? Because I actually had us losing to them maybe in the Sweet 16 and the 8. I can't remember a couple years ago when we made our Final Four run, but they got
we didn't have to.
upset
We
before.
didn't have to. Yeah, they got upset in the 32 because we would have had to
Yeah,
play them in the Elite Eight.
yeah, that's
Did
what it
they
would have
lose
been.
the
Yeah, I
Clemson?
had. Was it Clemson? Yeah, I think it was Clemson that knocked him off. Maybe.
Yeah,
I can't remember. I just remember, I think in my bracket, that's who I actually had us losing to. Because
yeah.
I remember even thinking, picking us to beat North Carolina. I was like, this is kind of a homer pick, but you know what? Screw it. And then,
Yeah.
oh man,
And there's
wait a
no way
minute.
we could beat both of them. Yeah, but
Yeah,
we didn't play.
yeah, didn't have to. Let's see, elsewhere sports, NFL. The Texans traded for David Montgomery from the Lions. So that's a good get for them. That's interesting
Yeah,
for the Lions. I wonder, because that kind of thunder lightning with Jameer Gibbs really works, but I wonder if it means they're going maybe more featuring
yeah.
Jameer Gibbs even more next year,
Or they're gonna try to.
or yeah,
I don't.
just maybe they have someone, a rookie or someone else in mind, cheaper. They're just trying to spend that money elsewhere.
It was a hell of a tandem.
Yeah, I mean it's a hell of a backfield. Khalil Mack announced he is going to play in 26, explore the free agent market.
The Chargers can't get it back. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean that's a big guy out there. That's
It's a big name. This league.
yeah, interesting name out there. Of course, the combine going on right now.
Did they end today or yeah, going with the weekend? I used to watch the combine a lot, but now I'm just like I don't know what it really means. I mean, it's cool to see some of the numbers. Like, dude, the quarterback from Arkansas, that man ran a 4.340.
Ooh, yeah, Taylor Green, man, that dude is
Is
something else. Yeah,
way. I was like, my goodness, and they were so bad. How was? And then the running back had like a 4.342. It's like, damn,
that
that
defense was just really
boatload, but
bad
they had a
this year.
boatload of speed. But yeah, I mean, they did not have won the SEC game with all that um, speed. I think Taylor Green was. I mean, he was serviceable. In the league, he might have to find something else to do. I don't know if he's necessarily a quarterback, but with that speed, man, someone's gonna find something for him to do in the league if he wants to play other positions. There's gonna be a
Hmm.
job for him for sure. There's
Who
enough creative minds in the NFL that they're gonna get him involved in the offense somehow.
who did they end up hiring for their coach? Was it the Memphis guy? Was it
Yeah,
Silverfield?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Which is an okay, nothing earth shattering, but
Yeah. I have said for a long, long time now, and of course it won't happen for monetary reasons, but I'm like, the best thing Arkansas could ever do for their football program would be to go to the Big 12. I think they could be like a power player there, but
yeah.
today's world, and
Yeah,
man,
but
I tell you what, I'd
they,
love to see them added to that Big 12 basketball lineup too.
they would never want to give up on that SEC money because the SEC
No, yeah, like I said, yeah,
money is
no.
not even comparable right now. But yeah, but competitively, yeah, it would make a lot more sense because you got to think. I mean, the Big 12. I mean, there's good teams, yeah, but there's no one in super elite. I mean, I guess you could say now that Texas Tech has a boatload of money. They could be elite, but I mean, there's nobody that you're like, they're for sure a national title contender.
But yeah, I remember even thinking that though, like back in like 10 or so years ago, just being like, when they were still had that kind of
Because they had a run for a little.
trademark. Yeah, they had that trademark like tough nosed Arkansas offense.
Yeah,
And it's when, Texas was still down and Oklahoma was winning all those Big 12 titles, but they were still weren't, they weren't like super Oklahoma.
yeah,
I
yeah. I
was like,
mean,
man,
because Bobby Petrino had that Hogs rolling. Remember when it was in like that 2011 season? We were one, LSU was two, and like Arkansas was like 3 or 4 in the country.
mm-hmm.
Like we were rolling. And
Yeah,
even
he had
before
the,
then, I mean, at times Houston Nutt had them pretty solid. I mean, they had the most dangerous back foot in America. I mean, they had Felix Jones, Darren McFadden.
Peyton Hillis.
I mean, damn.
That 2017 man that beat LSU, man, that was a squad. They had those guys, that 2010 team, the Petrino with Ryan Mallett, and that Alabama had to come back against in Fayetteville.
I mean, the 2011 team was pretty decent too. And then once that kind of, then he had the whole incident, and
Yeah,
then
then Bobby P wrecked his bike with a staffer's fiance on it, and that was that. Went
yeah.
to the Falcons, pissed them off.
What's he doing now? I know
He is he's going to be Bill Belichick's offensive coordinator next year
that's
in
right.
in Chapel Hill. Yeah,
Right. Hide your co-ed students, right?
that is either going to be a disaster that's
Or
going
it's
to be
gonna
so
be,
entertaining, or North Carolina's going to run through the ACC next year or something.
I'm hoping for
They're
the
going,
train person.
yeah. I mean, good television. Yeah. I'm hoping he and Jordan get in a fight somehow.
That'd be great.
Let's see elsewhere around the sports world. Let's see Alabama baseball. A little stutter.
Sunday, but
Past,
we still won the
yeah,
Frisco tournament. And yeah, I mean
yeah.
they beat Iowa, um, blew out
Beat
Iowa,
Iowa.
beat
Yeah,
Oregon State, and then lost on Sunday to Houston, but it already won the
yeah,
thing. So
yeah. But
the
win over Oregon State. That's a good win.
and they were ranked.
Tough loss. Tough loss in the middle of the week too. Got
Oh, Southern Miss smoked
you know,
us. My goodness.
yeah, blown out in Hattiesburg. But
I mean,
got
that's a tough of the week opponent, honestly.
mm-hmm,
Southern
yeah.
Miss is always a decent baseball team.
Yeah, got Jacksonville State and Tuscaloosa tomorrow night. Alabama State in Montgomery Wednesday night. North Florida back in Tuscaloosa on Friday night. That starts a 3-game set over the weekend. And then another game against Troy Tuesday, and then SEC play starts the weekend of the 13th in Lexington.
So hopefully we get a lot of wins. Honestly, it's still the same. We need all the wins we can get because that SEC players we know is going to get brutal. Even though I think we're going to be better, even better than we were last year, honestly. But yeah, that SEC play. And, on the women's side, they're still undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
The softball, they've
20
been wrecking. Yeah, they've been wrecking people.
But the bats, the one thing we've been talking about for years, man, the bats, and they have finally come alive, man.
I think it's going to be a season,
yeah.
but again, you don't know for sure till you get another SEC play. And, honestly, incredibly enough, that the play and the softball side may even be tougher than on the baseball side.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because
No, yeah, it
the
is
whole
a
conference,
rough
where the whole
conference, yeah.
conference is ranked. I
Well, we
swear
said
the
a couple
whole
years ago too, but adding Oklahoma to that mix is just unfair.
and Texas. So Texas is your national champ right now. So yeah.
They actually start SEC play actually starts this weekend in Oxford for the
Yeah.
Bama gals. But
Yeah. So that'd be fun season as always.
let's see. So how's Where are we at in the gymnastics season? I know we beat Auburn. Was it last week? Week
We
before?
lost a close one on the road this past week in LSU. We were
Okay.
like we're like we were two in the country. It was a 2-3 matchup at LSU, but we lost on the road. So I mean, LSU is pretty lead. I think they're the defending national champs, if I'm not mistaken. So I mean, it's been a hell of a season. I think our only losses is them in Florida. Elite. Um, but
Let's see. Looks
I'm
like we lost to LSU twice, actually.
we
We
lost in
lost
Tuscaloosa.
yesterday. No, we lost in Baton Rouge on the 27th, and then that was Friday night, and then turned around yesterday. There was the P&G Podium Challenge. Lost to LSU, but beat North Carolina and Arizona.
Huh. I,
So I
I
guess
said
I
to do
guess
some.
I guess finished second in that. I guess it was a little 14 thing. Yeah, they got Kentucky this Friday in Tuscaloosa.
Pretty sure the gymnastics season is almost done as far as the regular
It is
season.
SEC championships are the 21st.
Yeah. And it's
So
weird how it works. Like it's like
mm,
round, like it's not really you're going up against teams. It's just you're outscoring. Not necessarily.
yeah, like a
Gymnastics is
multiple team. Yeah, yeah. It's once you get in there, you can kind of follow it. But yeah, it was always an interest. It was one I covered for Dateline a few times. It was interesting to watch.
I did. Yeah, I did a few for that. It was interesting. Funny story. I remember the first time I ever went to a gymnastics event
I
was
was
our freshman
about to
year.
I was
Were
about
you
to ask you this. I think I know what story you're about to tell, but go ahead.
there? But first of all, they're warming up, and the foreigner girl busts her ass off the bar, and I just start laughing. And everybody looking at me like I'm a piece of shit. Everybody looking at me like it's now this been football, basketball. Everybody's having a good time laughing at them, but gymnastics is a different thing completely. So man, and I was like, man, I was like, are we gonna boo the Gators? I mean, we boo them and every other thing. We didn't boo or anything. It's a much more polite. Super intense, a great atmosphere, but just a different culture as far as how you handle yourself. But yeah, that was my
Hmm.
first. But honestly, that it's a hell of an event going to. I'm assuming most SEC program, seems like a great time. I watched some of the Alabama LSU this past weekend. I mean, obviously Baton Rouge is a great place, but then going to Coleman for gymnastics when we were in school was actually more elite than going to men's basketball as far as the crowd and the
Hmm.
atmosphere.
Yeah, man, they would sell out. Yeah.
I mean, they had crazy entrances. They would go through a ring of fire and stuff. I was like, man, this is elite. Lights would go out. Like, that's a hell of a atmosphere.
So that actually isn't the story I thought you were going to tell. I remember, I think it was sophomore year actually, and we both were writing for Dateline Alabama.
Oh, when I got kicked out the
Yeah, I think she
they
was
told me to
like
go home.
she was with the Crimson White, right? I think it was the girl next to you, like basically told on you or something because she didn't. Your
They,
collar wasn't. They
they
didn't
didn't
like your
like.
shirt or
I
something.
did. I was wearing like. I didn't do the best. I should have been more. Honestly, I've thought about that many times in life. I should have been more professional. Probably should have worn like a Alabama college shirt. I was wearing an NBA throwback jersey.
Yes.
Over the event, and the dude from the thing came over and said, "Hey man, you got to go home." So he said, "You can't wear that to this." Now, interesting enough, like I covered many couple of Alabama women's basketball games that season in similar attire, and no one blinked an eye. But
Hmm.
who did for the gymnastics was that one cutting
Mhm.
it. Yeah, yeah. I almost forgot about that event, but yeah, that's pretty funny. They're
Oh
like, yeah,
man,
if
but
you go
yeah,
home a change, you can come back. I was like, man, I'm not coming back over all the way from going back to the
right.
and it's packed, and yeah, that's not going to work out. Funny event.
Yeah, was interesting. It was because I think I covered gymnastics, baseball, did some basketball. Both men and women. Never got football, of course. That was for the
That's for the
seniors and the grad students and stuff.
yeah.
But
Like, I did a couple of. I did some women's game. I did a lot of women's games. It seemed like no one really gave a damn about covering that, um, which was interesting enough. 'Cause I remember one. I remember we were never very good when we were in school at the women's game, but man, I remember one of the games I remember everybody wanted to go to was when Candace Parker came to town. Man, we probably 30 of us went over. Got great seats because there was still not a lot of people there, even with Tennessee in town. But man, that was phenomenal because, of course, someone was going to talk to Candace Parker. None of us did. None of us did.
yeah, the same way one of us was going to talk to Aaron Andrews or something.
Oh, of
Or,
course.
was it Aaron back then? Was it Jill Arrington maybe even back then on CBS? Yeah.
Yeah, we been Joe Arrington. Of course we were.
Yeah, right. Oh, man.
Good times.
Yeah, that's really all I got in the world of sports this year. Nothing else huge. I mean, some big, see, we got
Elimination
Premier.
Chamber, I guess, was a big event, but
Yeah,
no,
like I said, I didn't
I
watch
watched
any. Did you?
highlights because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just watch highlights because that's I'm just sitting on waiting until we get till they finally add us. I guess. I mean, I'll catch highlights and you watch Raw and stuff, you'll get the gist of what happened at these events, and I saw the highlights, know everything that happened. I get
But man,
the what's the name in the box? I guess that's hilarious. But the
oh
vampire,
yeah, Dan
I
Danhausen in
don't
the
even
box.
really know.
I heard it didn't really go over well. I mean, at least with the
He got booed.
worldwide audience. Yeah, it's kind of weird in Chicago because they kind of like that underground indie stuff. And he's a good comedy character or whatever. But yeah, I don't know if the WWE crowd by and large knows who he is. So
I
kind of
think that's more.
interesting.
But
Yeah.
honestly, when people are like, "Whoa, it's such a big event," I would think, dude, he really fits that whole thing. The box, obviously, no one super big was going to be in the damn box.
Yeah,
It was
and
going
it's such a
to Raw, then they took the box and SmackDown. He goes, "Oh, send it to Nick Aldis. Oh, send it back to Raw. Don't open till the 28th." Obviously, it wasn't going to be Chris Jericho. Like, come on, that wasn't going to be him. Like,
yeah.
no,
If
no,
Chris Jericho was coming back, he was coming back during the Rumble. So
yeah, it was going to be a big event. It wasn't going to be out of a box. Like, come on, let's use our head, guys. Like, I don't know.
yeah.
I mean, he might.
The Elimination Chamber is in such a weird spot as an event anyway. But I have often said, again, like Arkansas leaving the SEC, the WWE won't do this because they lose the revenue. But there doesn't need to be a pay-per-view between Rumble and Mania to me, because
No,
you get the Mania, the Rumble winners, and they pick. So you have, so we knew that CM Punk wasn't losing to Finn Balor, like
because no way they're going to lose Roman and
CM
Roman.
Punk. Yeah, that's just
Like,
not
that's not
happening.
gonna happen like that.
So you kind of lose this. So and then you got like an Elimination Chamber ends up being for like a number one contender. It's like all right. Like
To
I
go up
just I feel
against
the same way I felt about when the Hell in the Cell pay per view before they finally got rid of that. It's like you don't need to force, like, if the Royal Rumble should be like the only gimmick pay per view, maybe Money in the Bank now since you do a couple of matches.
Right.
But like Royal Rumble, or that's the only gimmick pay per view you need. Like, because the Elimination Chamber should be saved for serious. Like Hell in the Cell should be saved to blow off a big feud. Like Elimination Chamber should be a story when you have, like the very original one. Was concocted, in kayfabe, in story by Eric Bischoff because they had 5 guys that were trying to get the title, and
Yeah, makes sense.
so I threw him in there. Yeah, it made sense. So
To get a champ, to get a number one contender, it's like, I mean, it's all right.
yeah, I
Um,
just don't. I mean, yeah, it's kind of you've done it every year now, so it's not as special. You know, if you busted it out once every
Right.
few years or something
I like
like that, once it,
every
yeah.
event there, and then they have, of
Yeah.
course, you know, I guess to me, I was there really wasn't any surprises either. I mean, you knew. I mean, obvious. As soon as Rhea lost the tag team title on Friday Night SmackDown, it's like, well, obviously she's gonna win the match. Um, I guess Randy's a little different only because they haven't let him do anything for a while. He always loses close, so I mean he's back in it, and it seems like they're trying to angle for a Cody Randy at WrestleMania because now Cody I guess on Friday gets a match against for the title, so we'll see how that goes.
Um,
I haven't
yeah,
watched Raw,
we,
but we'll see.
yeah, I wonder if they do some sort of triple threat or something, end up doing something like that. Um,
I
but yeah,
could.
you got to think that ESPN and YouTube TV are going to figure something out before WrestleMania.
I
Like,
would,
that's a
I
lot of.
would hope, man. I would hope so, but at this point, I'm not. I'm not even. I don't know. It's just annoying because I feel like, dude, don't even tell us about it if we're not gonna get. You know what I'm saying? Just give it. If it was, the TV side, cool, we got that back, but don't that wrestling's gonna be on. Just don't even let us know that's a possibility until it's actually finalized.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, then they're like, oh, into 2026. What does that mean? Like, like, yeah, yeah. Hopefully by WrestleMania they get it figured out. That's too big of an event to miss as a wrestling fan for a lot of people. Because a lot of people, it's hard. In today's age, it's hard to use people's stuff because they're cracked down a lot on sharing logins. So it makes it that much harder. Even if you have someone who may not watch wrestling, you can use their login. But they're like, oh, he logged in from so and so. They're usually in Florida or different part of the state. Oh, we're just gonna flag it. You don't want to let have them lose their cable or their login because you used it for one event or whatever. But I'm just like, man,
Yeah.
get it together because there's a lot of you. As we found out, man, YouTube is still the leading as far as the streaming cable is the number one in America. So you have to think there's a lot of wrestling fans that are
I
missing
mean,
out. Views.
I'm about to say, isn't it like third overall behind like Comcast and DirecTV or
So
Comcast and Cox or whoever?
they're definitely
Spectrum,
up there.
maybe? Yeah.
So we'll see. But yeah, get
Yeah.
released. I mean, I'm kind of it was disappointing enough. Royal Rumble, I guess, not that big of a deal because it seemed like the Royal Rumble was pretty weak. So I'm not that
Yeah.
mad. Elimination Chamber, I mean, it'd been cool to watch, but I mean, I'm not super mad about that now. But dude, WrestleMania would be ridiculous. Not to
Yeah.
have
You can't. Come on now. Yeah. It's WrestleMania.
because I'm not
Uh,
buying another $30 thing or even asking them someone to use their thing because that's just like I paid for what I should have access to already. So give us access. Yeah, WrestleMania
yeah.
is an event to have that many people possibly miss out. Because they can't think that many people are going to want to pay another $30 thing when they're already paying for ESPN as part of the cable.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh yeah, looks like Arizona closing out this one. Another big win. They'll get the
them
Big 12 title.
title number one. And that's always an interesting tournament, and it's always in Kansas City, which is a big favorite for Kansas usually. But Kansas has had their struggles at times winning the Big 12 tournament.
Yeah,
So,
not always been easy for them. Of course, we got spring training, World Baseball Classic coming up soon. Yeah, but that's everything I got in the world of sports this week. Unless you got anything else.
so it was randomly because sometimes at work I just have time at night when stuff is not breaking, whether because there was trucking. If things are running smoothly or truckers asleep, it's nothing to do, and they're like, hey, you can watch movies, do whatever you want as long as your job's getting done. So I have plenty of time to review stuff. So I was
Hmm.
just thinking, I was thinking about what happened to that. Remember last year that McNeese State, the dude who came out with the boombox, the manager, is the big thing for the for
Oh
the.
yeah.
I was like, what happened? Because he went to NC State, followed Will Wade there. But I was like, I haven't seen this dude. So I guess after the first semester at NC State, he actually, after December, he transferred back to McNeese State. So I guess
Hmm.
might see him again. Cause I think they're like number one in their conference, so we might very well see him again. Cause I have not seen this dude all basketball season. Like, where has he been? Cause you would think, hey, he's a bit, cause he got all that NIL money and stuff, and I was like, man, where's this guy been? But yeah, I guess he's gone back to McNeese State, and he missed home. He's from there or something. So we might see that man again in March,
Where is
just
McNeese?
somewhere in Louisiana.
Louisiana. That's right. Yeah, duh. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's. I think that's up there in like North Louisiana. Let's see. I don't think that's a. Oh no, that's down in Lake Charles. Okay.
Charles, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like Southwest Louisiana there.
But this year to win that Big 12, you done a hell of a job because to me, it's the best basketball conference. Go 15-2 in Big 12 this year. You done a hell of a job. This Arizona team, this might be their time.
I'm
I
about
think
saying, yeah, we talked. Those two losses were not like they were to bad teams at all.
it was Kansas and what was
Was
the
it
other one?
was it BYU? No, Texas Tech, right?
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
think Texas Tech beat them in Tucson, but that was back when
yeah,
they had JT Toppin. So yeah,
yeah.
two two solid losses. Because I made a post one day. I was like, "Would you take a Big 12 team of the field?" I was like,
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I
Yeah, it's
guess there's some
tough.
decent field picks. I mean, of course, you could say UConn, Duke, possibly. Only thing that worries
Michigan,
me
yeah.
about Michigan for sure. The only thing that really worries me about Duke, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like they necessarily have that killer instinct they used to have. Because really, that Duke team last year, there's no way they shouldn't have not been in the national. It's just honestly no team. The reason they should have lost to Houston, based upon
No,
that time,
yeah. Yeah,
I was just
it kind of made me mad they lost that because I was like, man, after y'all beat our ass in the Elite Eight, like y'all
like,
can't
let's
even
see
make the
what
title game.
you
Like,
we don't even get the Florida Duke title game.
yeah,
Yeah,
right. Um,
and that was that one year when they probably should have not. They didn't make the Final Four that year when they had Zion.
yeah.
I was like, man,
That the way they went out and Coach K's last year losing to Carolina.
and the thing, and then they lost them again in the Final Four.
Yeah.
But when the Carolina made their crazy run because they was barely made the tournament in that year. Yeah, because I swear Duke lost to Carolina. Did they had lost, of course lost to them in Coach K's last game. Did they lose them in the ACC tournament and then again in the Final Four? Or was it just the Final Four?
Just the Final Four. I don't think they met in the ACC
Okay,
tournament.
I'm about to say Jesus.
No,
Well, I was
yeah, I don't think it was that bad.
like, that's got to be like. I remember, boy, everybody was balling in the stands that night. Everybody's there for the Coach K thing. That's a dangerous thing to have your thing after a game, just in case that happens. Like senior nights and or when the coaches return to have those after the game can be somewhat dangerous because if you lose that game, it really changes everything.
I'm about to say, yeah, it just kind of ruins the mood. Yeah, you got to have that before the game or halftime or something. But
28 wins. They've done that three times. Reached the Final Four in 87, 88, 2013, 14, 5, Elite Eight.
Lenardi right now has 8 teams from the Big 12 going.
They got TCU as a 10. Okay.
Yeah, UCF in there. Yeah, we haven't talked about
And
them,
UCF's
but
got a
that's
good team, good season. They not, they got a couple of good wins.
they beat BYU earlier last week.
They dominated them. That's right.
Yeah.
On the road, that was it. And who's their, Johnny Dawkins is your coach. I mean, solid coach.
Oh, Johnny Dawkins.
He's been around for a while in coaching.
Hmm. Yeah, kind of. He's Coach K's assistant forever, man.
He was. He was there forever. Jaden Bradley started in Alabama.
He did, yeah. I can see why he transferred. Man, his game not quite what we have in the Bama offense, but man, yeah, that.
He went there.
Of course, you think about like a backcourt, with him and then Holloway and Phylon. Oh man.
But it's really, but it kind of shows, that we're really up in the world of basketball. We have, you know, anytime Arizona wants your players, you've done a hell of, you're obviously doing something right. Same,
That's right. Yeah.
North Carolina, took, I can't even think of his name. The other big dude who was from Chapel Hill. It was
Oh,
amazing.
Stevenson. Is
Yeah.
that where
He
he
went,
went? Yeah.
the other dude who went around the world, he's at Texas A&M now. Can't think of his name either. Yeah. But,
Who is at A&M? Not Reed, right? He's in Oklahoma. Who is at A&M? I know Mo D went to Kentucky. Yeah, that's.
I still wish Mo Diaz stayed because, man, I,
Mhm.
I think if Mo D was part of our team, I think we'd be a title contender, honestly.
I think Darian Reed would be a big guy to have, another big body down low too.
Yeah. But
Stevenson didn't really play like a
no.
big dude. He's a big dude, but he had that stroke, a lot of outside. So, but yeah, we'll see. This is this week. Good week for basketball coming up. Like we mentioned, those other things. Spring training,
Yeah.
World Baseball Classic coming up, college baseball and softball season's getting rolling.
It's just the thing with softball and baseball. I mean, unless you're really into it, I mean, the ESPN does a pretty good job of covering it for the most part, considering. But sometimes it's hard to keep up with everything because
Hmm.
unless you're really deep into it and looking at, you know, because honestly, I would say I follow the softball and probably even more than the baseball team. But at least can't say I watch every game, but at least like keep up with it for the most part. But and it's tough sometimes with college softball and baseball in the regular season. Keep up with everything.
Yeah, it is. Like I'm like you. I don't watch a lot of games. I do. I know for like baseball, there's a couple accounts on social media. I think one's called just like D1 Baseball or something like that. There's a few accounts I follow that are pretty good that kind of keep me abreast to like what's going on
Mhm.
around the country. Like who the big teams are, and then like I think there's a SEC baseball dedicated account I follow, and of course the Alabama team accounts and know what they're doing. But yeah, it's not till close to the conference tournament time that I kind of sit down and watch a lot
Yeah, I mean,
of
I've
baseball
watched.
and
I
softball
think
action. Yeah.
softball. I mean, I watched this. I watched us when we played Florida State, at least on that first game. I
Mm-hmm.
watched some baseball this past weekend. That's one good thing about working on the weekend. That I think that'll give me more time to watch baseball because that's another thing. It's one thing, maybe 2 hour basketball game. College football season, understandable. But to tell your family, hey, I'm watching college baseball. That's a tough one to pull if they're
Yeah,
stuck.
right.
Can't really. That's not going to
And
work out too well with the wife.
I would say only time I pulled that off with my wife is during the tournament,
Yeah,
and that's probably only because A, she knows it's a big game, and then B,
yeah.
she grew up in a baseball family. Her brother played college ball, so like she'll
So,
sit down and she won't like get into it, but she does not mind having like a baseball game on TV.
but yeah, that's one you can't be like, hold on, honey, I'm watching
Yeah,
watching a
hold on,
random
it's yeah, it's
Alabama.
game two. Yeah, it's game two of the Alabama Arkansas season. Series. Like I gotta
Yeah,
watch
that's not
this. Like
going
nah, yeah,
to too many events.
yeah. My She usually busts it out during football season for non-Alabama games. But my wife's favorite line to use is, "Do we care about this game?"
Yes. Yes, we
That's
do.
yeah. That's my sign. Like, all right, what do you want to watch? Or like, I'll go to the back and watch it then.
Yeah.
I'm like, I care about it and that I want to watch football.
Yeah. I do, honestly, sometimes I do think, man, I wish I had gone to more softball and baseball games when I was in school. I mean, I went to some, but now as an adult, but if I was in Tuscaloosa, I think I'd be consistently be at those games.
I went to more baseball back then, probably because it was closer on campus. But
Right.
we had a couple run. We hosted that super regional
Did have such a regional
senior
monster.
year. Lost to North
Carolina.
Carolina, but yeah, I remember
Okay.
going to a lot of games that year with like that. I think our buddy Nate, his roommate Clint. Back then, yeah.
I think I would go to like every game now.
Yeah, if I lived, if it wasn't too much a hassle, and not too expensive, yeah,
I mean,
no matter what season tickets are. The stadium's a lot nicer now too.
it was cool back then, but yeah, it's way nicer now. But man, is everything? I wonder if everything's still free for students outside of football. You just
I don't know.
you
Yeah, it's a
got
good
your card
question.
and get in, or is that?
Yeah, right. They still
I mean,
got out cards.
that is
Yeah.
pretty elite. I mean, you got to think you could go to everything besides football. And honestly, what we pay like $45 for 6 games,
Yeah, yeah.
five
It wasn't
a year.
anything bad back then. Yeah,
That's
no.
legit. Now it's weird. Like, 'cause my
They got
daughter was they're
lot.
going to UA, and
Yeah,
it's weird how they do the ticket thing. Like,
it's
you
like a
don't even
lottery system now, right, or something.
you don't get your tickets till the like Thursday or Friday of the game week. Like they send it to your email or something. We used to go to Coleman like
Oh
middle
yeah, like
of
second.
August and get our
Yeah, like
whole
the first. Yeah, first or second week of school. Yeah, you go to Coleman, stand in line, get your little book of tickets. Like we talked about earlier, they had different themes
games,
every year. Yeah.
big games.
Yeah, it's like one year it was like the active players on the roster. I think one year it was like all time greats, and one year, yeah, it was like big games. Like,
Yeah, they had some really cool tickets.
yeah, I've got mine stashed in a box somewhere, I'm sure.
I have mine somewhere too. Yeah.
Back in our day,
I have to think like, but yeah, Coleman definitely was easy to get it. It was a couple times for basketball when it was tough. Like the couple times against, I know Kentucky, we had to go there pretty early.
I remember one time we showed up late to a big game, not like after it started, but too late to get. And man, we were way up in the bat cave up there in the corner. And I think we all looked at each other like, all right, we got to show up early for these big games because this is bullshit.
Because I'm like, man, 'cause a lot of the time, though, I was like, man, you guys don't show up to any games. So people, I'm like, what made you show up tonight? Where were you the other night? But now that we win consistently, man, Coleman is actually pretty live for basketball games now.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like they showed up for Auburn, Mississippi State, if Kentucky came to town.
Florida.
Yeah.
Dude, that was probably one of my favorite games. Florida, I think it was during their second title run, and we beat them. It was a Sunday afternoon. I remember, man, that was epic. It was oh 06. Was that their? Was it maybe in their first title? Either
You said
way,
that. I
it
think that
was
was our
one of their
first,
final
yeah.
runs, and we beat them. It was legit. Great atmosphere.
I'm trying to think back of that one. I'm trying to remember. I know the two that stick out, that time we doubled up Mississippi State.
Yeah.
That was big. That Mark Gottfried, Rick Stansbury rivalry. The two
That was
guys
pretty
did not like
intense.
each other.
I
Yeah,
was actually
I don't think they actually liked each other. I think that was some real shit.
good at all. And then there was a one year Mississippi State was really good.
They got us in overtime. Was that year got us real late?
Yeah, they were like four in the country. We were top 15, and it was a great back and forth game. And it was Antoine Petway got a steal, but he stepped out of bounds or something, and then they
Yeah, it was something like that. Like stole the ball, but his like heel was on the line or something
yeah,
crazy like
then
that.
they put the game away after that. We thought we were rushing the court that day. I remember.
Hmm. We're taking the court.
I was like, dude, we're too good to take the court.
And then of course the time that we beat the hell out of Auburn, had the backups in, and the Jason Reese dunk.
Jason Reese with the win. Oh my
But in
goodness.
the era before YouTube, so you couldn't watch it, man. It was like a thing of legend. The
Oh
man
yeah.
had his nuts all up in some poor Auburn player's face. It was wild though.
Jason Reese. That man ball. That arena went nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely nuts.
Loud, yeah. I mean, that's the thing I've always talk argue with people. People that say Alabama doesn't care about basketball. Like that's not true. Like yeah, Alabama is a football school. Yeah, no doubt. But like, if you put a good product there on the court, and if you win, like those crowds will show up and they will get loud. Like they will support you. They just need a better arena. But it's kind of the same argument I have with people about New Orleans and the Pelicans. Some people, oh, they should move the Pelicans. I was like, no, New Orleans will like back a basketball team, but you got to put a good product on the floor, man. Like you got to make it worth
Really
getting down
though,
there. Like
yeah, it's just like I guess that's the same for New Orleans. The Saints are their team. They're gonna
yeah, New
defend.
Orleans is a football city first and foremost, but
Yeah,
it's also
they're
got a proud basketball tradition.
gonna-
Yeah.
but you got that's like Alabama. The even a bad product in football, the Saints are in Alabama. You're gonna get the crowd regardless. Yeah, those
Yeah.
other things. Yeah, you gotta put together some success. They're not gonna necessarily come out for a bad product.
No.
But
Yeah.
if it's hitting, yeah, you're gonna really get the crowd there. And that's another thing, boy. These, I guess, they're not as spoiled in football right now, but man, those basketball, man, I don't think they realize how spoiled they are right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's extra spoiled. Because man, I would have killed for man some of these man to be in school during any of the runs,
Mm-hmm.
and then the
I mean,
recent
it's
football now.
it's literally these, I mean, granted, students haven't been there for all of this, but we literally just got done the greatest run in college football history with
Yeah,
Nick Saban's tenure. And now,
we have the best
at least it's the best run in the program history in basketball right now.
It's just wild.
A rejuvenated women's team, gymnastics kind of picking itself back up after, trying to find its footing post Sarah Patterson.
Softball coming
Softball,
back.
always good. Baseball's back.
Yeah, I mean, it's a honestly Alabama athletics is strong right now in a lot of areas. So
It
phew,
is, yeah.
I would say, man, if you're a UA man, and if the tickets are still free, man, go to everything. Go to everything, enjoy it. I don't even know if it's free anymore, honestly.
Yeah, I wonder. That's a good question. Yeah.
They probably don't even
But
have
all right.
apps anymore,
It's probably just something on their phone, I bet.
but I bet it is some digital thing. Did they still get? I wonder, did they get $90 for
Oh man,
Domino's?
yeah. Oh man, right. That was the best thing. Get $90 for it was because like it was it Domino's, Buffalo Phil's? Those were the only two off campus places you could use $90.
Yeah.
And then they had Bama Cash for some places, but man, that
But
was
$90, like it was, even though we know we either us or our parents are paying for it because it was added to your student bill. It felt like free money. You got the what 200,
mm,
$300 to start every semester, and then by the end of January you're out.
I about to say you start that first semester and your freshman year having that wings place
Oh man,
downstairs, and it
that'll
was
last all
Baumauer.
day.
Yeah, it was Baumauer's wings.
That was
I
the
remember.
problem. Buffalo Fields had that wing station, right? The only little wing spot right there, open till 2, 3
Mm-hmm.
in the morning. You have a long night of college football. Why not end with the 12 piece wing and fries?
Right? We used to play them dynasties in my room. Like, get like a bunch of us in there playing. Someone else playing a game. You'd be like, I'm gonna go get some wings while I watch this shit real quick.
It's 2 in the morning. Why?
Why
Why?
not?
Why?
Right?
That's pretty. Why not end your night with a 12 piece?
Yeah, right. That's great. I'm 18. I can do it. I can get hot wings. Oh man, if I would die if I had a 12-piece hot wing at 2 in the morning right now.
Yeah, class
Yeah,
A.
my body would be like, "What the fuck are you doing, man?
Do.
What
Oh,
in the
funny,
world?"
funny
I ate,
stuff.
I ate pizza too late now. My body's like, "Hey man, just chill.
Yeah,
Hey man,
after 9 o'clock, some pizza, that
yeah,
heartburn.
right.
It's
Uh huh. Man, I hope you got some Tums in that cabinet."
that's so funny. So funny. Oh man, it's good stuff.
Yeah, man. But yeah, let's go ahead and get out of here.
Yeah.
One more time, a big thank you to everyone who donated in our little fundraiser drive. I'm pretty sure Blaine cut it off. Maybe not yet. I don't know. You can check it out on all the socials on the alabamatake.com if it's still up. Actually, I could probably check that. But seriously, big thank you to everyone who donated.
Absolutely.
Just every little bit helps. And if you like what we're doing,
Playing
like we
bowling.
said, just tell your friends and tell your rich friends about us. We can see, something. Oh yeah, we still got it going for I think a couple days left. If you want to throw just a little, even just a little bit of change, it's fine. No hell, now it's gone. Where'd it go? Maybe it's not there anymore. Oh, there it is. But yeah, and of course, check out the alabamatake.com. We had a couple write-ins go up this week. Check those pieces out. Check out our 2 new podcasts as well. They're putting out a Punk Love Compassion. It's putting out one, and Hidden Creatures is the other. They both put out at least an episode, a couple there. We Are a Star Wars pop back up. Talked about Return of the Jedi, going through that. Blaine and Adam and Donovan over there on Taking It Down. Big ol' episode this past week. Talked a little Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and a bunch of other stuff. And then they had a little hiatus they ended. But yeah, again,
I don't
thank
even know what
y'all.
that, I don't even know what that is. What is Night of the?
Seven Kingdoms. Oh, it's another one of those Game of Thrones spin-offs.
Okay, okay.
It was good, man. Yeah, it follows the novellas of Dunk and Egg, or it's good. It's not. I mean, it's Game of Thrones, and the last couple episodes were actually really good. It was just a 6-episode season,
Okay.
but it's not. It had a more comedic, lighter feel than Game of Thrones, and it really gave it something different. Especially, I know a lot of Game of Thrones fans disappointed with House of the Dragon, not quite delivering. So, but this is a really good season for that. So,
I've been
yeah.
caught up watching Night Agent.
Oh yeah, how's that?
Awesome. Well, CIA, FBI thriller. Only reason I found it there, they're saying, "Oh, season 3 starting." I was like, "What is Night Agent?" But I remember son, I made a post about it. Everybody was like, "Yeah, Night Agent's so great." I'm like, "Yeah, you guys didn't tell me anything about it." It's really good. I would recommend it if you're into that. CIA, FBI, spies around the world type stuff. Really good.
Interesting. Yeah.
Flicks. Yeah.
Man, speaking of spy stuff, all those Bond movies on Netflix. I've been watching a lot of them lately.
They're always good.
Yeah, man.
Bond movies are always legit.
I mean, yeah, you have some that compared to other ones maybe not as good. I know some people
They're always
disappointed with the.
always a watchable product, though.
Yeah, it's a fun time if you just kind of let loose. Like, all right, it's secret agent doing cool shit. Like,
You don't have to overthink it. Like,
yeah,
just enjoy it. 2 hours. Boom.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, It's so funny, Blaine. You know, about a month ago, maybe a little more or so, like actually texted me when Adam and Donovan were both weren't able to record that weekend. He was asking, he was like, "Hey man, you been watching anything new?" And I was just like, "Man, we never watch new stuff." It's like sometimes my wife will watch a lot of new stuff that I don't, for one reason or another. Like she watched she watched that Jennifer, is it Jennifer Garner on Apple TV, whatever that I forget that show is. Damn, but she watched some stuff like that. And but right now, like together, like we're finally watching like West Wing, like 20 years later, and then like the other one, we're watching like Breaking Bad because neither of us had seen that all the way through. So like,
Well, the great thing about that, I mean, now, I mean, you consider you can watch the whole thing. You don't have any
uh,
breakups, and if it's an older show, you don't even have to worry about spoilers because no one's spoiling the show for you.
yeah, but say yeah, you can just kind of blow through and like honestly, I don't know. I mean, West Wing's not really, it's more of a episode by episode type thing, so you're not gonna spoil. But like even Breaking Bad, I think we finished the first season so far, but like I really don't know what happens in it. Like I somehow managed after all these years to not really know like who lives, who what happens at the end. So
Yeah, so that's
but
good.
even so, like you said, it's so old. It's just like if if by now like I've heard what happened, it's like oh well, that's on me. Whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, but no one's talking about it, and you don't have to worry
Yeah,
about
exactly. Yeah.
X amount of months for season 2 to drop. I mean, you're ready to go. So
Hmm.
you just continue on. But that's the joy of watching an older show or waiting until the show is done with the season. And Netflix is really the only one that drops everything at once. Everybody else is still on that week by week. I'm like, man, come on,
Hmm.
just give us a season.
It's just It's sometimes it's cool because like I think back to like the first season of like True Detective, that week by week, and just everyone talking about it, and
Yeah,
trying to figure it out.
right.
So there are some cases that week by week works, and then sometimes you're just like, yeah, man, just drop that and
Let me
let me
watch
plow
it.
through this. Yeah.
And let me have a weekend. Hell, let me get through
Mm.
it because True Detective, man. Man, we're going long now, but True Detective,
Mm.
man. That first season was so epic.
Hmm. Man, yeah, that was like unmatched. Uh,
Now, season 2 was
they were at season 2 was like Vince Vaughn and
and Colin
Taylor.
Farrell.
Yeah, Colin Farrell, Taylor Kitsch, the guy from
It
Friday
was,
Night Lights.
I mean, it was okay. I think it would have been better had we not had season 1. 'Cause
Yeah, right. If
we
it
had
was
such high expectations after season 1 that you're like, it's got to be great, and then it didn't live up to that. But who was going to live up to that? Um,
I think my wife, because she True Detective came out. The first season came out before we started dating,
you know,
and then so we started dating. Season 2 was coming up, and I was like, she was like, "Oh, is that good?" I was like, "Oh, you gotta watch it." So she watched season 1. It was a little different because she plowed through it and didn't have that week to week talking about theories with everybody.
yeah,
But I swear I think she said that she likes 2 better than 1, which
what
it's crazy work. But
crazy work.
I could get it maybe watching it. I agree with you, like because I don't think people expected it to be like a different story
Yeah.
every year and stuff like that. So I think they're we're expecting kind of that mystery thing,
I
that
did like
weirdness.
season 3. I like season 3. It was
Is that where they
decent.
go back? Is that the one with what's his name, dude,
Yeah,
Maharash Ali?
yeah. I
Yeah.
like that one.
And then season 4 is the one they just did with Jodie
The
Foster a couple years ago,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
the night.
Night Country.
I mean, I've never finished Night Country. It's good. It's just different because it has some weird stuff. Just because weird shit happens in the wilderness, and uh,
Hmm.
yeah. But I mean, it's not bad. But yeah, I just think that they started off so great with season 1 that you're never
Hmm.
gonna quite get that again because that was just phenomenal TV. I
Yeah,
mean,
there's sometimes you can be so
you had
good.
Matthew McConaughey, you had Woody. I
Mhm.
mean, and they were just phenomenal together.
I mean, we've seen it. It's a lot. You see that a lot, like in music. Like somebody drops just like the fucking most fire ass first album, and then that second one's like, yeah, man, he's good, but shit.
I mean, because I've enjoyed all the other seasons, but I think the disappointment just comes from season one was so good that we're never going to get that again. You just got to accept that and just take it. You can't really compare it. You just have to take the product for itself.
Yeah, right. You just gotta quit.
Take
Just
the
enjoy
mindset.
enjoy what you got. Don't worry about trying to recapture the magic. Yeah.
Because that was just elite.
But but yeah, it's funny. I said all that. That's basically what I said to Blaine. Is like, man, I just rewatch. If you ever do an episode where you just talk about all your favorite rewatches, holler at me. Which I actually think they did kind of talk about some rewatches. Didn't even invite me on. It was rude.
Yeah, but I would say Night Agent. I've been into that. Honestly, I've probably been watching a lot of that kind of stuff. Another show on Amazon called Cross. It's pretty good. Kind of the same thing. It's kind of cop, but deals with a bunch of stuff. Um, so, yeah, kind of in that theme right now, I guess. But it's just so much TV to watch. Honestly, if someone doesn't tell me about it or I don't see, commercials, and well, maybe that's something to watch. I honestly don't know what to watch. Because honestly, outside of sports, I'm lost when it comes to other stuff. Unless someone says, "Hey, you should watch this," or someone, or, Netflix says, gives me a suggestion of what to watch. I really don't know what to watch off the top of my head. I'll sometimes search, "Hey, what's good on Netflix right now?" Or if I'm trying to watch this, what would you recommend?
Yeah, right. Try to make those algorithms work for you.
Because
Like I said,
honestly,
yeah, it's just tough. I know, like
no.
there's yeah. There's certain big shows that like I know I want to watch, but like yeah, we don't watch. We
But
watched
originally, it's
97 Kingdoms. We watched Task. That was good.
Task was amazing.
Yeah.
Task
We're
was really
watching.
good.
What are we watching? Something the guys on Taking It Down are out on now. Shrinking. On Apple TV. It's funny enough. It's definitely kind of agree with the sentiment. It has not been as good as the first season. These past couple seasons, but
I love Landman. That's a great show. If you're into
I
the
need to
whole,
watch it. I haven't watched that one yet. I love Billy Bob, so I need to watch it. I think I soured a little bit on what's his face, Taylor Sheridan, because the end of Yellowstone was so terrible.
I haven't even watched. I love Yellowstone, but I never watched the last season only because of how people talked about it. I was just like, I can't.
I mean, I'd like to tell you, it's worth it to finish a story, but honestly, it's not. It's just bad.
No, I guess they had a new spinoff start this past week called
Oh, the one with
Marshall.
Casey as
Yeah,
the one with Casey as U.S. Marshal, yeah. Which I heard a poor guy can't catch a damn break. I heard the premise of that is that Monica dies of cancer or something like that. So sorry, spoiler alert for people. But
Jesus Christ!
I was about to say, like, damn man, he can't catch a break.
But the
Damn.
youngest kid in the world. Good
All
God!
right, brother died because his sister's boyfriend killed him. His other brother died the first episode of the show. His mom died as a kid. His kid was kidnapped at one point. Like,
Casey's
he
been
went.
through it.
He's got PTSD from his tour
This time
duty.
as tour, and he's a
Yeah,
baddie. That motherfucking Casey, he fight any and everybody.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. They putting that guy
for
through the
sure.
ringer.
Yeah, honestly though, yeah, the overall premises of Sheridan shows are really good. I would say the overall, but he has some unnecessary stuff in this shit. It's like, well, why do we have this as part of the show?
Yeah, and there's a couple things in that last season they do, and you're like, man, this is completely unfucking necessary. Well, yeah. Yeah. All right. We're done now. We're actually done. All right. Again, thank you everybody for donating. Thank you everybody for listening. Subscribe, like us, rate us, do whatever your podcast platform asks you to do to tell them you like us, tell your friends about us, tell your rich friends about us.
You
If
want
you'd
to
like to
start
sponsor us,
sports? Throw
what's up?
I said they wanted to talk TV and sports. Throw us a couple of dollars.
There you go. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Throw us a few dollars. We'll do 2 episodes a week. One will be sports, and one will be just the most random ass TV podcast you
You'll be
ever
like,
heard.
what are you guys talking about?
And it won't be new shit. We will bring up old episodes of the Chappelle Show or some shit. Yeah. We will talk about the episodes of Maury we watched back in the dorm at 1 in the morning.
He was not the father.
He was not, and he danced. And he enjoyed it.
And there was a couple times I remember us running out the room when they would have. Oh yeah, I know it.
So yeah, placing like little penny bets on it or some shit. Like,
I know
I
it.
bet a quarter. I bet
Yeah,
bet
look,
somebody a Coke.
The kid's like 2 months old. Doesn't look like anybody yet.
Man. But yeah, follow us on all the socials at Taking On Sports. Check out Greg on the Bama Hammer. Check out, like I said, the AlabamaTake.com. We got 2 new podcasts, and there's a piece of a good.
I said Alabama Take is full of a lot of talented people.
It absolutely is, man. Yeah, and if you want to be one of those people, you
Way
got
more
something to say.
talented than I am, I would say. There's some of the writers.
Right?
Some of the writings I've read, and I've just been like, man, they're really deep, really, phenomenal. Like these, I'm like, man, these people should begin. They should be nationally known. Like, it's really that.
Yeah. There's a lot of good stuff because people that care about they got something to say and they want to say it. So,
A lot of talent.
yeah, a lot of talented people, like you said. We just sit here and talk sports, man. But
Yeah,
I mean,
part.
yeah. But yeah, check out all of that going on. New podcast, a good piece up this week. I think that's everything for my spiel, man. Y'all keep it done up real good out there. ESPN, man, come on, get that shit together. Get us on YouTube before WrestleMania, or
Right.
get us on the app. Get us YouTube people on the app for WrestleMania. Conference championships coming up.
Another great time.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Just coming up on a big time of sports. Bruce Pearl, continue to shut up, please.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's it, Greg, buddy. I'll see you next time.
Yes, sir.